Hi book lovers, fairly quick video today, but I wanted to talk about something that's quite new to me. It shouldn't be really. Subscription boxes. They're a big thing at the moment. They've been really booming, I think, since lockdown. And I have several subscription boxes. I have a dog food subscription box, a eco-friendly detergent box. I have a recipe subscription box. I really like them. I love the idea of them, but I had not heard before that there are also book subscription boxes. Who knew? Well, I didn't, but it makes absolute sense, doesn't it? And this last Christmas, my lovely niece bought me for Christmas a 3-month subscription to a book subscription company called Mr. B's Emporium. Mr. B's Book Emporium. They're not sponsoring me. I'm not being paid. I'm not an affiliate or anything. And other book subscription boxes are available. I've looked it up. There are more. So great, much excitement. So how does it work? Well, with this one, you go onto their website with your gift voucher or payment card if you're doing it for yourself or as a gift for somebody, and they give you a lot of forms to fill in as to what your favourite genres are, and a big list. You can write as much as you want on who your favourite authors are, some of your favourite books. Took me ages to do that. But then what happens? You submit all that information. Then they appoint you what they call your personal bibliotherapist, who looks at all your favourite books, etc., and decides on something that you would really, really like and send it to you monthly. And you can either have 1 book a month, or I think 3 books a month, or whatever. The good thing is too that just in case they don't want to send you something you've already read, so about a week before they send it to you, they send you the name of the author, not the name of the book, so that you know whether you might have read some of theirs or not. But if you like, if you have somebody living with you, you can supply their email and they'll send it to that person, and they can let them know whether you have read it or not. I think that's a really good system. I really like this idea. I love the serendipity-ness of it. I love getting surprises and not quite knowing what I'm going to get, as long as it's within a particular genre that I like. I like that in lots of things. So I love charity shops, whether for clothes or books. I just love going in, and you just don't know what's going to be there. And so this is very similar in a way. So I bet you're dying to hear what I got in my first month, which came on the 1st of February, because I didn't fill the form in until well into January. So they send you the first one the month after. So hang on a minute. Herbal tea. What did I get in my box? This is what I got in my box. It's called The Terror by Dan Simmons. When I saw this, I thought, wow, I was not expecting that. I didn't put horror as a genre I particularly liked. However, I did put in that I loved historical, that I liked a bit of dark, sort of gothic, I liked fantasy. And this is all of those. And by all accounts, it's pretty terrifying as well. But that's the thing. This is what I like about this sort of thing. It's probably not a book I would have picked up if I saw it on the shelf. But I really like being given the chance to read something I wouldn't normally think of reading. It reminds me of when my best friend and I, when we lived closer to each other, for a while, every Wednesday, we used to go to the cinema and we'd just pick whatever was on at that time. even if there wasn't anything that we were particularly drawn to. We didn't look up in advance or anything. We just went there on that day and thought, right, this is a selection, let's go to this one. And by doing that, okay. Excuse me, Tilly, I'm talking. I'm sorry about that. Where was I? By doing that, you actually find things, films in that case, that you wouldn't normally have picked. You often find that something you wouldn't necessarily have picked, you actually really, really enjoy. And that happened to us several times. I do the same thing with recipes. I like to just pick random recipes, whether I like the look of them or not, and see whether I like it or not. It's just the way I work. And so this is the same sort of thing. I would not have picked this book, but I'm really glad I have it because it does look really good. It's got an endorsement by Stephen King. So, you know, that's a pretty good endorsement. A brilliant, massive combination of history and supernatural horror. So let's just have a look. So the book is about, I don't know if any of you have read, come across this book. As advanced an enterprise as had ever set forth, Sir John Franklin's 1845 expedition in search of the fabled Northwest Passage had every expectation of triumph. But for almost 2 years, his ships Terror and Erebus have been trapped in the Arctic ice. Provisions are running low, yet the real threat isn't from the constantly shifting landscape, the flesh-numbing temperatures, or being crushed by the unyielding frozen ocean. No, the real threat is even more terrifying. There is something out there in the frigid darkness. It stalks the ships and snatches men. It is a nameless thing, at once nowhere and everywhere. It has become the expedition's nemesis. Review in The Guardian says, I emerged from the novel shivering, terrified and Arctic obsessed. I couldn't put it down. Wow. So there you go. I'm actually now looking forward to reading that. But as you know, I'm a person that likes to read things in the season in which they're set. So this is actually, it certainly begins out in October. So I think that's going to be a really good Halloween book. So hopefully this year, although I've got a Stephen King book that I've lined up for Halloween, but and this is a big book. It's going to be a big read. So who knows whether I'll get around to it, but it's going into my TBR, and I just love, and it doesn't matter, I just love looking at new books and anticipating the read. Don't you just love that too? It's not just the reading of the book, it's finding a new book to read. Excuse me, would you mind not panting when I'm trying to talk? Thank you. I really like the way they do things, and you get a nice little welcome card, and they send you a free bookmark. I love bookmarks. I actually collect them whenever I go to like a National Trust property. I always try and buy a bookmark in the gift shop and it's really nice to do that when you go on holiday somewhere, because when you use the bookmarks in your books, then you're reminded of your holiday. And I've got loads. So anyway, there you go. Book subscriptions. What a really good idea. Now, the thing is though, will I continue it once the 3-month subscription is over? I'm very, very tempted. But I have so many books, as you have seen, if you saw my 2024 reading list. And I do love going to charity shops as well. So I've got to have a real think about whether I want to add another book every month. Very tempted. But anyway, there you go. I thought I'd do a little video on this because if you don't know about book subscriptions, it might be something you'd be interested in. A really great idea for gifts for book lovers. And you know, my niece knows I'm a book lover, and she knows I do this YouTube channel, so she always buys really thoughtful gifts. It's a really good idea. So good for gifts, or if you just want to get a book a month, if you don't have a bookshop near you, for example, it's a really good idea. I hope that's given you some new ideas, and I'll be joining you again shortly, I am sure. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.